Romulus.
Alright y'all, so let's talk about the Alien Romulus first reactions that are coming in. And by the way, always take these with a grain of salt. I've said that before because, you know, when these first reactions always come out, generally it's people that get invited by the studio and, you know, you're never really gonna hear somebody trash it at all or say anything nitpicky about it because you want to come back the next time, right? That's just the case how it works. Trust me, as somebody who does a lot of things in and around the studios and things like that with press screenings and all of that, we kind of know how it works, right? Before we get into it, I do want to say I have high expectations for Alien Romulus. First and foremost, you have Fede Alvarez directing, you have Ridley Scott, and you also have a stamp of approval from James Cameron. That says a lot right there. And now you have a very great cast of young and upcoming Hollywood actors. I think this one's going to be great. So I'm excited to get into these first reactions and let's talk about it. But before we do, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. 35,000 subscribers is our goal. Let's get to it. But let's get into it. So we have some of these reactions saying Alien Romulus is by far the best movie of the year. It's the best in the franchise and maybe my new favorite horror. That comes from the Escape Pod podcast. Somebody else writes, first thoughts on Alien Romulus is Fede brought us back to the horror roots without compromising on the action. Great homage to the original while adding new elements to the franchise. Crazy ending. Somebody else writes here as well. This is coming from Tropical Joe. Alien Romulus nailed the ending. Has my second favorite third act ending twist in the Alien film besides Aliens. You'll think it'll end one way and then boom, crank up the stress and disturbing reveals at 100 miles per hour. Next one comes from Jazz Tang K, who says, was skeptical going in, but this is easily one of the better films in the franchise. Fede Alvarez doesn't disappoint. Awesome sound design and world building. Practical effects are so good that the film gave me nightmares. We have a reaction here from the J Stubes, says, I've seen Alien Romulus. Fede Alvarez remains undefeated. Get ready. And I talked about that in a previous video. I said Fede Alvarez has some of the cleanest records in Hollywood. The man has had back-to-back bangers, and I think that Alien Romulus is just going to be yet another one. Almost a perfect record, honestly. Does he have a bad movie? I don't think so, but you let me know. Beyond Fest says, Fede Alvarez has done it. Alien Romulus weaves Scott's terrifying claustrophobia and Cameron's game over carnage to create an alien movie that sits with its predecessors and stands on its own. It is an absolute wrecking ball of a movie. See it big, loud, and scream. We have a reaction from Real Reject, says, I just saw Alien Romulus and 40X can sometimes for me be a bit of a hit or miss, but I actually thought it enhanced it for this film. Big fan of the Alien franchise, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be saying this. It's definitely the best Alien movie since Aliens. In the first half of the film, I was like, this is a great play on the Alien movies, and then the last half was like, they're doing something really different things here. And I'm excited about that aspect of these reactions, that they're saying that it goes in a direction you did not expect, because a lot of people have been saying that the trailers, the marketing, and all of that has been sort of spoilerific, which I will say it can feel like that, right? Because you see all of this. But I love that Fede Alvarez at Comic-Con said there's a lot of death in this movie. It's an alien movie. What did you expect, right? So I'm curious to see what exactly are these big turns and twists in the third and second half of this film, because it sounds like it's a big one. And by the sounds of these reactions, it lands great. So very excited to see what that is going to be. But these reactions, they're saying movie of the year, horror movie of the year, best movie in the franchise, one of the best in the franchise. It has just sounded pretty much like Alien Romulus is hitting out of the park. And I've said it at the beginning of the video. You take these with a grain of salt because you know everybody who goes to these, they want to go to the next one. And the studio's looking, of course, they're pulling quotes and all of that. They're going to get these reactions and they're going to see, you know, so always take that with a grain of salt. But I definitely still think that when you factor in the fact that you have a director with a pretty clean track record and a bunch of hits that have been commercially like amazing and critically as well, and then you throw in a young cast that has done some great job as well. I mean, this is a film that has some actors that have had films at Sundance, South by Southwest, and film festivals, and have gotten accolades and have gotten award contention talk. This is a movie that just sounds like it is deemed to be a great film. I'm curious also with the box office, because the last time we had an Alien film was quite some time ago, right? So I know we've had the film for Prey, which was for Predator. That didn't really go to the box office, right? It just went straight to streaming. So I wasn't entirely sure where we fall in line with whatever was going to be the next creature feature, right? But the last time we had an Alien film was 7 years ago with Covenant, which came out in 2017. And the box office for that, it says Alien Covenant unit underperformed at the box office, grossing a worldwide total of $240.9 million. And yeah, against the production budget of $97 million, factor in marketing and all of that, you probably are looking close to $150-$60 million movie. So it just didn't really hit that. So Prometheus, which had come out 5 years prior to that one, made a better amount of money. And I still think Prometheus is a very strong film, honestly. I say whatever you say, I may be wrong or whatever in your opinion, but to me, I still think that one's great. Now, the thing here is that Alien came out in 79, and then it took a whopping 7 years for Aliens to come out, and then it took another 6 years for Alien 3, and then we had Alien Resurrection come out in 97. Then you had Prometheus come out after that, at almost 15 years later. Covenant coming out 5 years later, and now we have Romulus 7 years later. So there's gaps in between, and I'm curious always what that factor is. Is the want there from the audience, the general audience? Online, whole other thing, right? Online reactions and online buzz doesn't translate to box office ever, really, and it's rare, but it does sometimes, right? But I'm curious, but these reactions definitely got it. I think the marketing with the face huggers has been really good as well. A pretty cheap one, but it gets things going viral on the internet, and that's all it takes sometimes. We saw it with Longlegs. Longlegs did an amazing job with its viral marketing, becoming one of the highest indies and the highest for Neon as well. So we'll see if Alien Romulus does in fact stick the landing. We do have a screening. We will be going to it on Wednesday. Expect a full reaction and all of that day. And I do want to make a video talking about the timelines and stuff. That will be out on Monday. Stay tuned for that video. But these Alien Romulus first reactions, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that they are hyperbole, or are you really thinking they got it right on the money? Let me know. Like I said, I'm excited. I think the cast, the director, and all of that are definitely the right mix, and we'll see. As always, that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We have a video on Cuckoo talking about the ending as well as our review if you want to check that out with no spoilers. And I will be making a couple of news videos today as well as some other stuff over the weekend, so stay tuned. But as always, let me know what you think. Alien Romulus, hit or not? Are you watching it opening weekend or waiting to hear more reviews come in? As always, it's gonna do it for me. Stay safe, stay positive.